Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some really big brand new news when it comes to the brand new Spider-Man 2 game coming out, and as well, we also have some pretty cool brand new things coming out when it comes to brand new surveys coming out, brand new games coming out, some really boss moves coming over here from Hideo Kojima, some Ubisoft news, some other brand new games coming out, a bunch of little things we're going to talk about, but mainly going to focus more on the Spider-Man news because I'm very excited for this. Now, in case you guys do or do not know, it probably is one of the most anticipated up games, besides Diablo, which I do believe the servers are going live like right now, or if not, like very soon. So if you guys are a part of that, leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know if you guys are gonna grind that up. I've been debating on that. Just have to go and see. Actually, one of my viewers over here, Repri, if you ever sees this one, actually gave me a Diablo code, but funny enough, I need to go have a 4000 series GPU to even unlock it. So one of these days I'm gonna have to find someone to go and unlock that for me. But overall, let me know if you guys would be trying up that nice little Diablo. Anyway, subscribe if you guys are new. Twitter, Twitch stream down below. We have also the Amazon links and all that good stuff. Give me your thoughts and comments if you guys are excited for the brand new Spider-Man game, and let's dive into it. So this will be very minor spoilers. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. But one of the big things to go and know is that, as you guys know, one of the funnest things about Spider-Man was being able to go and basically fly across the map, go and chill, go and vibe, and of course, while literally being Spider-Man. Swinging throughout the city, going through parks, doing side quests, helping folks, finding random little mobs all throughout there, and that was one of my more favorite parts of the game. And right now we actually have brand new news, where Marvel's Spider-Man 2 map is now apparently roughly twice the size of the previous games, with characters, switchings even detailed too as well, and of course as well they also did Brooklyn and Queens joining up the fray for the map itself. So just in case you guys are curious, it does seem like they added a lot more love on the city, and as well added a lot more details. If you guys have kind of missed it too, it did seem like they did a little bit of a graphics overhaul. They may be reusing some assets from the PS4 or PC versions of the game itself, but one thing to note, they also have added like a lot more fine-tuning details, obviously upscaling everything for PS5, and on top of that too, should be loading faster, should be a lot more efficient, as well as just, better everything, besides the big water drama that everyone was talking about a few days ago. So Marvel Spider-Man 2 map will be roughly twice the size of previous games, Insomniac Games creative director Brian Intihar told Famitsu. We've added Queens and Brooklyn this time, so roughly speaking, the map size is about 2 times larger than the previous titles, Intihar said. Since these two areas are somewhat smaller and residential, I think you'll find them different from Manhattan. We prepared some unexpected situations we haven't done before, like a battle on the river between two of the cities, so I hope you'll look forward to them. So kind of some big things to note is that obviously when it comes to probably the RNG factors, so imagine you have just a random small mobbing or robbery or whatever might be going on, someone getting jumped, whatever it might be. They'll probably add a few more of these random RNG things throughout the map to kind of make the game a little more vibey, more fun, whatever. But as well, they'll probably be adding up a few more different things in terms of just big fights and dynamics. If you guys remember, and not too much of a spoiler, but you guys have probably played the games, there's really cool bridge scenes and things in the environment in the very first game, and I'm sure a lot of those will be also in this one. Game director Ryan Smith also confirmed that players will be able to freely switch between Peter Parker's Spider-Man and Miles Morales' Spider-Man 2 when exploring the game's open world. Once again, not really the biggest spoilers, so if you guys don't mind this on a video, typically if it was a bigger one, I'll let you guys know. But when it comes to this one, I feel like that seems very normal. You have a chance to play as both characters. I'm sure if there's a dual story, this is just speculation, but I'm sure there's gonna be one times where maybe Peter is gone, so you have to stay as Miles, or on the vice versa, or if they're on a side quest, or let's go and say they're a different part of the city, you have to do the jump parts or whatever. I'm sure that'll be one of those big, ever prevalent things. It's kind of a cliche in these types of games, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. But apparently when it's just open world and you're not necessarily a main story quest, you can just do whatever you want. Kind of cool to go and see. And they also gets over here, though, with some situations during story missions where you have to control a specific character. So there are also things that are exclusive to specific characters depending on the content. But we're also preparing content that allows you to play as whichever character you like, Smith said. While they're both Spider-Man and have some things in common, Miles is speedier than Peter, and they each have their own quirks, so you can choose your favorite character. So, someone like me, I would probably like the faster character, let's be honest. You give me the guy who can kind of zip and zoom all over the place, I'm cool with that. And probably playing that open the world. I thought it was Miles was kind of a cool character too. But that Zimbio, Peter Parker might be a BA, so yeah, boy, might be playing that too. I don't know. A little bit of small things. We also had a little bit more news too as well when it came to people just talking about the press for Spider-Man's 2 as well. This might be a little bit more on the spoilery, but not as much too. Where basically they want to go and have a really cool Venom suit, and they really want to put a lot more effort and time and all this into the actual characters themselves. So in 1982, the Marvel editor-in-chief Jim Shooter purchased the idea of a black costume for Spider-Man from from a 22-year-old fan named Randy Schuler for $220. That must have been a really good investment for that stuff. And after rejecting Schuler's story ideas, Schuler came up with this suit being made of an alien material, the symbiote, that would alter Peter's powers as well as his look and as well, and that's going to be a big factor for this upcoming game. Pretty obvious if you guys saw the trailer, and I know millions upon millions of people have, and it's also typical, like, Spider-Man lore, but either way, so it's really cool. They have a chance to go and actually have a chance now to focus on the suit, make it look cool. I think it looks sick. In my honesty, I'm probably going to really like this game off of some of these alone. So IGN sat down with Insomniac's creative director Brian Intar and game director Ryan Smith to discuss the origins of their suit concept and how Insomniac approached the symbiote costume. If you played Insomniac's first Spider-Man game, you might have wondered why the symbiote suit wasn't one of the unlockable costumes, and apparently they were debating either if they want to include it or not, but they probably want to say no to let it kind of be like a big highlight in the next game. As well, if they want to change the designs as they're making the game and stuff like that, then people would compare it to the first game and lose its gusto, all that type of stuff too as well, and they were even saying they want to have their own symbiote suit, which I kind of respect. It's like you want to save it for that special game, especially if that was planned. I was also even surprised that people weren't really upset about that in the first place, and they also planned the scene in the first game with Harry Osborn covered in the Venom symbiote. When Spider-Man 2 was announced, Peter and Miles are seen fighting Venom, and most recently we saw Peter fighting with the symbiote suit on, so everyone kind of knew was coming over this one too. It's been mostly cosmetic, but they want to have this game have unique, aggressive abilities, and they go on to state, I think for us, the symbiote in-game is about power and transformation, says director Ryan Smith. What really powerful moves can we imagine? How can we imagine them working with the symbiote tentacles and really changing the gameplay feel? The difference between how Peter plays and his normal suit versus the symbiote suit will be immediately noticeable, and there'll be gameplay abilities that weren't available to players before that will be now. So basically, they're adding like a bunch more brand new abilities. They're gonna have big things they even said for really impact for a single target. You could stick them to walls. Versus like in the symbiote, you could strike launches at bunches of enemies in the air, and they have a chance to basically switch up the gameplay, which I think over for a gameplay style too makes a lot of nice sense because it'll make things like different abilities and different fun stuff available. Like I think it's cool. I like the idea of it. So they used to say it definitely has that aggression, that addictive element to it that you can see changing Peter's personality, which would also make sense too if you kind of put yourself in the mind of the characters. Or like you get like greeted with all this instant power and you feel like awesome, and then of course you want to keep it coming, and it kind of overcomes you. Like it just kind of makes sense, and throughout the game, like it's cool. Like I think we can kind of pretty much fill in the blanks for the story. Like, no hate on Spider-Man. It'll probably be a little bit of a generic story, but it'll be good. It'll be what we expect. It'll be like, you go to a Marvel movie, you kind of know what's going to happen, but like you're just there to enjoy the ride. And that's kind of how we're feeling for this game. That was a cool little, like some of the imagery over here too as well. Some of these costumes you guys can see with this just looks overall very, very cool. Showing up some of the old school artwork and all of that. Like I've always really liked the dark suit Spider-Man. It just looks cool, man. Like, I don't know. Spider-Man, I think, is the very reason why everyone pretty much loves Spider-Man throughout this. But basically, I just had a chance to go talk more about this, depending on the origins, depending on the story. And on top of this, too, they wouldn't mind actually, like, they don't mind mixing things up if they need to make it a little bit better. So, all around, really cool stuff. Kind of hearing some more Spider-Man news and talks coming out over here. Now, some other little fun stuff. Number one is the fact that Capcom, funny enough, actually might be pushing a lot more on these remakes. Mainly because 4 did pretty well. And, of course, we've had, I think, 1 and 2 and 3 already made. So, some folks are curious if you want to go make 5 or 6, or if they want to push more VR. So they actually put out a few more different types of surveys over here in case you guys are curious or ever want to answer yourselves. I myself am always a fan of brand new remakes as long as they're good. And they're not too close. Like, I don't want to have a remake of a game that came out 2 years ago, but if they're older and they have a good reason for it and they're good games overall, yeah, sure, why not? I'm okay with it. Why not? They have nothing else cooking. Why not? Also, some crazy kind of Chad moves over here from Kojima basically saying I'm going to be working with these actors and all these voice actors, and he kind of goes and like just chads it up, saying I don't let agencies and agents do casting. Of course, we ask agents to help us during the contract stage, try to get like maybe the initial people in, but Kojima is the big boy himself, where he chooses the actors, he chooses the voice actors, he chooses who he wants, and I think it's overall actually really cool. I love the fact that he has such a hands-on thing with his own studio, and I feel like it's kind of deserved after working in the industry for such a long time. So he's always like, nah man, I'm making the final say. Whoever I want to pick for my game that I'm making that's mine, then guess why I get to make the call. Now, we also have some cool news when it comes to Ubisoft. Don't forget Ubisoft Forward and a bunch of other cool things are coming out now on E3 week, quote-unquote E3 week. And, of course, I'm excited for this one. I'll probably be co-streaming and doing highlights, so follow up on Twitch. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Last but not least, the Amnesia The Bunker is launching on June 6th. This game might be coming out on Game Pass too as well. So give me all your thoughts and comments on some Spider-Man news, a very, very Spider-Man video. I guess I don't mind that. And, of course, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys are playing Diablo 2 as well. We also have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. Amazon links too, and subscribe with the notifications on. Leave a like and your thoughts and comments all down below.